To all those YouTubers who reviewed this perfume and called it a very strong, very close dupe of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 540, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, you people are not okay, because this was just a waste of my money. I think I paid 50k or 55k for this perfume. It is still paining me, as in I'm still pained. Hey guys, today I will be reviewing Mancera's Instant Crush and Fragrance World's Montera Instant Love. Let's start with Mancera's Instant Crush. Till date, I don't like Mancera's Instant Crush. This remains my most disappointing and painful blind buy because of the price point. I only enjoyed this perfume the first day I unboxed it because the performance of just 2 sprays was outstanding and it was really giving me 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 540 vibes on that day. By the second day, the scent profile, or DNA as we call it, went to shit. It opens very nutty, musky and somewhat medicinal, then within minutes becomes super creamy, boozy and spicy, giving off strong ginger beer vibes. Sometimes it's like fresh ginger beer and sometimes it's giving sour ginger beer. The booziness of the perfume eventually dies down after like 6 hours and I start to get this creamy, ambery, vanillic, musky smell with some caramel thrown in there. Projection and longevity of this perfume are quite good. When it comes to longevity, I get well over 12 hours on my skin without any issues whatsoever, but I think it can actually push more than that 12 hours, but I haven't tested it past 12 hours basically. When it comes to projection is also good, but there is a nose blindness factor to this perfume because sometimes it projects and sometimes it doesn't project. Sometimes I'm just sitting down there and it feels like the perfume is gone, and all of a sudden maybe I'm in a well ventilated area, I'm suddenly getting like strong whiffs of the perfume to the extent that even with the face mask on, it's literally choking me. So the projection is just on off. Very nose blindness worthy something, if you get what I'm saying. The beer-like booziness of this perfume coupled with the nuttiness are why I cannot wait for someone to buy this off my hands so I can just forget about it completely. Now, let me say this. This is not a dupe of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 540. It does have 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 vibes, but I would not classify this as a dupe or a clone of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 540. To all those YouTubers who reviewed this perfume and called it a very strong, very close dupe of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 540, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, you people are not okay, because this was just a waste of my money. I think I paid 50k or 55k for this perfume. It is still paining me, as in I'm still pained. This, to my nose, is like a creamy, boozy, spicy, distant cousin of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 540. It does not smell like 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 540. It just has vibes upon vibes. My version of Instant Crush is the magnetic cap version. Do please note that this is a very oily perfume, and as such it may stain fabrics. Now let's review Montera's Instant Love. I would say Montera's Instant Love is a very close dupe of Instant Crush. Let's leave it at 90% close, and I say this because I find the perfume to be quite linear. Compared to Instant Crush, this is mainly linear, like I just said, as you get the whole medicinal, sweet, boozy, creamy, ambery, musky vibes from the beginning to the far dry down of this perfume. The dry down, just like with Instant Crush, is sweet, musky and ambery with some caramel thrown in there. Now, when it comes to differences between these two perfumes, because like I said previously, Montera's Instant Love is like a 90% close enough dupe of Mancera's Instant Crush. The difference that I've noticed is that Mancera's Instant Crush is a very creamy and boozy scent. Instant Love is not that creamy and is not that boozy. The creaminess and the booziness are both toned down. Instant Love is a very woody perfume. Mancera's Instant Crush isn't all that woody to me. The woodiness is just there in the background. Also, there's the issue of the whole nuttiness. I get a lot of nuttiness from Mancera's Instant Crush. In Montera's Instant Love, I don't get that nuttiness. There's also the powdery factor. I get a little bit of powderiness from Instant Love, but I don't necessarily get that powderiness from Instant Crush. So that's where the differences that I've noticed come in. But in the air, they both smell quite similar. Unless you spend time enough with Mancera's Instant Crush, you will not be able to tell both of them apart. as long as they're in the air. Longevity and projection for Montera Instant Love is very, very good. I think I've gotten up to 20 hours on my skin, longevity, and projection I tend to get at least 1 to 2 feet, even up to like the 6th or 7th hour thereabouts. On clothing, sometimes I tend to get up to like 4 feet of projection even after 48 hours if I overspray my clothing. Now, just like I said, Mancera Instant Crush has some nose blindness going on, but the nose blindness in Instant Love is not that marked. So it's like Instant Love has a little bit of nose blindness, not as much as Instant Crush has. Okay? Before I round up this review, one thing to note is that if you observe that bottle, the bottle of Montera Instant Love, you would notice some tiny particles within the bottle. I thought my bottle was adulterated, but 𝗃𝗵𝗶𝗰𝗍 reviewed this same perfume, and when I asked her about those particles, she actually confirmed that her own bottle also contains those particles. A quick search on Google revealed that some perfumes might have particles in them depending on the type of ingredient that they are used in formulating the perfume. So maybe that is the case here. Either way, once you get your Montera Instant Love and you see particles in it, you already know what is going on. It's a normal stuff, if you get what I'm saying. So overall, personally, I would say you should go for Fragrance World's Montera Instant Love and skip Instant Crush. That whole creamy, nutty, boozy, it's just not for me. It doesn't do anything for me at all, really. If you're interested in buying this one off my hands, please hit me up. I want to sell it. I'm no longer interested. And I think that's it. So if you have any questions, do please leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.